ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
From transforming construction technology to redefining efficiency across the regions, SITECH Gulf stands tall as the market's leaders. Today we shine a spotlight on the inspiring force behind the success, Mr. John Stylers, Chief Operating Officer of SITECH Gulf, the man driving innovations across the GCC and beyond. Stay tuned for a journey into the futures of construction technology.
تقرب منازلها إلا محب زايد أسسها واليوثن وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد.
Well, first I would like to say thank you. I love living in this country. It's given me opportunities that I did not get anywhere else. And I want to say congratulations. The vision and the implementation of your vision here in the UAE, to be able to grow from what the country I first visited in 1984 to today is nothing short of fantastic.
Welcome our dear audience in your favorite program, Pearls of Union, which is highlight the most successful and powerful people in the United Arab Emirates. Today, it's our honor to host Mr. John Stylers, the Chief Operating Officer of SITECH Company. How are you, sir?
Very good. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. It's our pleasure to meet you today, Mr. John. So in the beginning of our episodes, we would like to ask you to introduce yourself to our audience and give them a brief about your knowledge, experience, as well as your background.
My name is John Taylor. I grew up in a small town in Indiana, USA. I went to Purdue University for engineering. But from those beginnings, I've actually done business in dozens of countries. I've lived in 11 different countries, handling projects in a very diverse environments, from the mountains of Turkey to the jungles of Africa and Asia, to navigating boats in the Red Sea and off the coast of Brunei, as well as many projects here in the deserts of the Middle East.
Yes, so as you mentioned, the deserts, it's something already challenged. There is a lot of difficulties, and especially in the beginning, there is more of difficulties and challenge you've been faced, it's for sure. So could you please define to us the major challenge you faced in the beginning and how you get over it?
I first came to the Middle East, actually to Oman in 1984. The biggest challenge for me was obviously the cultural differences of a small town boy from Indiana, all of a sudden dealing with a very international group of people, not just the Omanis, but again, Pakistanis and Indians and even Canadians that we had to understand. So that was one of the biggest hurdles. But obviously, as I was young, I had to learn my trade with intensity, really.
Very nice, Mr. Jones. So in these difficult times, we always need the supporters beside us, so to help us to pass this through tough times. So for Mr. John, who was the biggest supporter, especially in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, I have to go with my father. My father gave me a work ethic, instilled in me that work ethic that has helped me since day one. But when I started surveying, and this was in 1981, two gentlemen owned that company. Their names were Tom and Ted, and they mentored me in our profession so that they gave me a great understanding of the surveying. And then when I moved to Oman in 1984, there was one surveyor, his name was Ahmed Ali Guerrera, and he showed me everything I needed to know about oil exploration surveying. So that was a big help in my life. And of course, there's been many others.
Yes, as you mentioned, survey, deserts, it's very difficult names actually. So as it appeared to our audience how it was very strong and very tough the beginning for you. How in all this competitive you managed to carve out a prestigious name for yourself and for your field of career as well?
There was a lot of challenges. I had never seen a sand dune in my life, before coming to the Middle East. So just navigating that with the vehicles and making sure you're trying to survey a straight line, but climbing up the sand dunes, taking one step up and two steps back as you slid back down, obviously was a challenge. But the surveying also presented different challenges than what they had in the USA, right? So again, a lot of the heat would be affecting you. I was a field guy. I was out in the field working every day. And again, that presented a whole different challenges. But then we moved to the mountains, on the Oman UAE border. Totally different challenges, right, as well. So you just overcome. You learn and you try to adapt as quickly as possible to the situation you've been put in.
Yes. So if we will take you a little back to the organs, Mr. Jones. So how was the foundations for SITECH Gulf and what was the vision behind this establishment?
The vision of SITECH Gulf was the vision of Khalif Al Ghanem. Yes. He is my boss, and he's also the COO of Al Bahar Caterpillar, dealer here in the UAE and actually in the GCC. And so his vision was such that he wanted to make sure that their customers would be able to adopt the technology and knew he needed a separate entity dedicated to technology. So he brought me over in 2012 just to form the SITECH. I had to develop the teams and start to talk to the customers about technology. It was all very, very new back in 2012 when we started. So I quickly had an epiphany though, that what was really necessary for this, our vision had to include a complete support for the adoption of technology in the customer. We had to make sure that we were there from the very beginning to suggest the technology we thought could solve their problems, but then every step of the way, we wanted to make sure we were there to make sure the technology is successful with our customers.
Yes. If we would like to ask you to provide an overview about the service you have under the SITECH Gulf company, actually, so the audience will be known more about your company. Could you please provide it? Sure.
SITECH Gulf started out with machine control, so we can automate the machines, put in technology into bulldozers, graders, excavators, and that type of equipment to increase efficiencies, and also land surveying equipment. And we continue to expand in the land surveying equipment, which is a lot of GPS now, but things called total stations. We expanded our product range, and then we grew more and more into marine technology, both with the, let's say, an excavator that can go submersible under the water. We completely expanded that again into cranes, and then also sonars for under the water. So basically we can take technology from the top of the highest building here in the UAE all the way down to the ocean bottom floor and increase efficiencies.
Meanwhile, Mr. John, we was speaking about the technology. So nowadays, technology wrapped, it's very fast. So here in SITECH groups, how have you been adopting to this technology from AI and the 3 dimensions and much more?
Technology increases your efficiency. I can give you an example of dozers and graders. They obviously burn a lot of diesel. But if we implement technology on, let's say, a dozer, what they do is they level the ground, right? They're getting to a specific level. Without technology, they can take 5, 6, 7 passes to get to a level. If I implement technology on the machine, I can get to that level in 2 to 3 passes. This will reduce the diesel consumption on that machine 50 to 60%. So obviously there's an economic benefit of that 50 to 60%, but we reduce the carbon dioxide emissions by 50 to 60%. And also other pollutants that would be coming from the diesel engine. So really, adopting this technology in this instance can make you one of the better green citizens in the construction world. It's the easiest way to do it.
Yes. So as you are the operations managers and the chief operating officers here in the SITECH Gulf, so how you teach your teams to reach to the top of the customer satisfactions?
We have built this company with pride on customer service. I've been very happy to get feedback from all of our customers that we take the next level of customer service. So again, as I mentioned before, our support team is critical. So we have trained operators, for example, that can train the machine operator itself. Surveyors that can control and train the land surveyors. We have design engineers that can show that the 3D design drawings, how to implement those. So again, that's the process. Every step of the way is complete support and not just selling a product. We want the customer to be successful in implementing that technology.
Yes. So, Mr. John, as you know that the UAE, it's been defined as a global business hub, and it's one of the top country in the investments and in the business sectors as well. So how this environment with its rules and regulations help you to grow your business?
As I've said, I've done business in dozens of countries. Yes. One thing that strikes me about the UAE is that the private and public sectors are almost like partners. In so many countries out there, there's roadblocks putting your place to be successful. Here, obviously the vision of the leaders is to help us actually be successful in our business, and it's quite refreshing.
That's right, Mr. John. So as a successful person and a successful businessman, how you define the success from your point?
The success from my point is having 1,900 customers today that use our technology. Again, starting from zero, scratch, and when I first came here, to having over 1,900 customers using technology is no other better gauge of success than that, I don't believe.
Yes. So, Mr. John, as a chief operating officer in SITECH Gulf, so how you see the futures in SITECH Gulf and what is the long-term strategy you hope to achieve?
We will continue to expand our operations. Right now, we're the largest provider of construction technology in the Middle East and Africa, but we won't stop. We'll continue to educate all our people. We'll continue to make sure that we're leading in all the technology. And for example, right now, a lot of people talk technology out in the market. You have conferences highlighting BIM, highlighting technology, but we're still behind a bit in the field. So our goals and our future is to make sure that we get completely involved and increasing that adoption for everyone. We'll concentrate on doing that. And obviously keep our mind on AI as that does the changes. But contractors have to understand they're not going to be able to take full advantage of AI until they go that first step into digital, because that's where the biggest benefits will come from.
That's right. So, Mr. Jones, we would like to ask you to deliver an advice for the new generations who are freshly graduated and they are interested in the same field career. What would you like to tell them?
For me, there's really two main ways to be successful in construction technology as a business. You can learn from the very beginning, like I did, on the ground, working for a contractor, but educating yourself, both in the processes that are currently happening on the ground today, but what technology could do to improve those processes. So that doesn't require a degree. Now, if you do get a degree, what you have to do is the same type of thing. You have to go on the ground and understand the processes that are currently using. Use your education and use your mind to make sure that you fully understand the technology and how you could improve that job site using that technology.
Thank you for this is a great advice, and we concluded our episode for today by a word from heart to heart to all the Highness and the UAE in charge who give to us all the key to achieve our success. What would you like to tell them, Mr. John?
Well, first I would like to say thank you. I love living in this country. It's given me opportunities that I did not get anywhere else. And I want to say congratulations. The vision and the implementation of your vision here in the UAE to be able to grow from what the country I first visited in 1984 to today is nothing short of fantastic. And again, I want to thank you for your vision. Appreciate it.
And we also thank you, Mr. John Taylor, for your great hospitality for our team from Palace of Unions, and also for your strong and very powerful interview for today. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, our dear audience, for keep watching. Please wait for us in next episodes by next week from Palace of Union. This is Horea Al Gindi. Goodbye.